So good day to each and everyone. So for today's video, we're gonna talking about financial literacy. But before that, let me first introduce myself. By the way, I am LLOYD GRAVINO Jr. from BUHIAN. So now let us go back to our topic, financial literacy. So what is this financial literacy and why we need to talk today's financial literacy? So financial literacy is the ability to understand and effectively use various financial skills, including personal financial management, budgeting, and investing. It is the foundation of your relationship to money, and it is a lifelong journey of learning. The earlier you start, the better of you will be because education is the key to success when it comes to money. It is something beyond what is right and what is wrong. It is something beyond choosing the needs and the wants. According to Google, a lack of financial understanding and skill leads to a bad financializations and investment errors, which can have unfavorable economic implications. So therefore, as an individual to the society, you must have to have this knowledge on financial literacy. So now, let me give to you the components of good financial plan. So what is this a good financial plan? So a good financial plan is a comprehensive picture of your current finances, your financial goals, and any strategies you've set to achieve those goals. Good financial planning should include details about your cash flow, savings, debt, investments, insurance, and any other elements of your financial life. So the first components of a good financial plan is creating a budget. So creating a budget requires understanding of net worth, income, expenses, and taxes. A budget assesses you in determining and working toward long-term goals. How will you ever save enough money to buy a car or a place, a down payment on a house if you just float aimlessly through life, tossing your money at any pretty, shiny object that seems to catch your eye? So therefore, creating a budget is one of the components of a good financial plan. Number 2, managing liquidity. Includes management of money and credit. In the case of asset liquidity risk, it is managed by regulating portfolio concentrations and relative market sizes. While in the case of financing liquidity risk, it is handled by diversification, arranging credit lines or other backup funding, and limiting cash flow gaps. So the next one is developing an investment plan. Using your money to earn more money. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds. Diversification is one of the most obvious benefits of investing in mutual funds. It is the process of distributing a single investment across different asset classes. Diversification helps us develop a varied portfolio that segregates the headwinds experienced in diverse sectors. The next one is communicating and keeping records. Sharing your financial desires with your family members and recording finances for tax and estate purposes. If you write your financial goals down, you will be more likely to achieve them. As a financially literate, you must know how this communicating and keeping records important as one of the good financial plan, so that you can easily track where your money goes.
Good day everyone, I am ROSMINA and PASCAN from BTLAI 3, and I am going to discuss the importance and benefits of financial literacy and how to become financially literate.
Why is financial literacy important?
Financial literacy is important because it equips people with an understanding of basic financial concepts to inform their real-world financial decisions. With this knowledge in hand, they are able to manage their money, make sound decisions, and maintain healthy spending and budgeting habits, which over time can lead to financial wellness.
Kids grow up quickly, and soon they will be responsible for many financial decisions. That is why it is essential that they begin to learn important financial concepts like how to save and budget, when they are young, so that they will be much better equipped to make good choices later on.
Benefits of financial literacy. So, financial literacy involves being able to manage personal finances efficiently and make appropriate, educated decisions about our personal finance. So, some of the primary benefits of financial literacy include: number 1, developing better spending habits. Forming good money habits is important for financial success. So, financial literacy can help us to stay being aware of our spending habits. By tracking spending, we can manage our bills, create budgets, and make plans to save for long and short-term goals. We should always think about our future, which means we should be always careful with our money, buying only what we need and putting aside what we don't really need. Number 2, learning the value of a savings account. So, by being financially literate, we will understand the importance of saving and having a savings account that we can use in the event of an emergency or major life event. We can start small by simply scheduling monthly deposits from our checking account into a savings account. By regularly putting money into our savings account, we will feel more confident in our money management skills and recognize the importance of investing in ourselves. Number 3, being able to communicate more effectively about finances. So, by becoming financially literate, we will be able to communicate with others about finance, accounting, business, or money management. We will also be able to understand documents that have financial jargon such as credit card agreements, offer letters, or promissory notes. Number 4, making better financial decisions. So, by being financially literate, we can make more educated decisions about mortgages, credit cards, and how to handle that. We will be less likely to fall victim to predatory lending, fraud, and high interest rates. So, when we are financially literate, we have the skills we need to reconcile our bank accounts, pay off debt, manage our money responsibly, pay bills on time, and plan for our future. How to become financially literate? Financial literacy is acquired by learning financial concepts and practicing them. Number 1, learn about money matters. So, to start improving our financial literacy, the first step is to start reading everything about money matters, including investing, money management, and finances. We can start with magazines and newspapers or look for books that teach financial literacy. We can also look for resources online as well as podcasts and webinars that teach financial literacy. Number 2, using financial management tools. So, another important step to gain financial literacy is to start using a financial management tool. There are many services available online and we can easily connect them to our checking and savings accounts, credit cards, and mortgage to monitor our spending. Using these tools, we can create a budget and then monitor how effectively we are staying within the budget. Number 3, ask for advice. A financial advisor can answer questions about how to handle any high-interest credit cards and other debt. They can evaluate our specific situation and make recommendations for how to consolidate and manage our finances to pay off our debt. Number 4, learn to budget. So, budgeting is a key component of financial literacy. Learning to create and manage a budget allow us to pay down or avoid debt, save money, and plan for our future. Number 5, create and manage a checking and savings account. So, creating and managing a checking and savings account is another important step for financial literacy. These accounts will allow us to keep our money safe and make paying bills easier. It is also important to learn to manage the account to avoid overdraft charges.
Hi everyone! By the way, I am LLOYD BUHIAN, and my topic for this video is all about the 6 topics for effective financial literacy program. Now, borrowing is an essential part of modern living. From the credit cards of urban residents to the rural neighborhood money lenders, financing is needed for emergency situations, household consumption, and even capital for income-generating activities and small businesses. The availability of lending sources and the easy access to some of these sources push some people to have multiple loans, over indebtedness, and financial ruin. Yes, so yung unanan no, ang mga tao karon is kanabitaong silang una dili nakabalo mo manage ba or dili nakabalo mo maghuna-una. Sige ra galon, laundry, loan dito hangtod sa maabot ang point nga maglisod nagbayad sa ilang mga gipang loan tungod sa mga interest no. So dapat gid ay nga mahibal-an nato na ang effective financial literacy program. So it is in this context that financial literacy becomes relevant. Yes, siya. People need to be educated to become prudent and to acquire skills in managing their finances. Effective financial literacy programs are composed of two sets of topics. The first set are those that advocates change in perception, and the other set are those that teach skills in managing finances. So those are the two. Among the most relevant financial literacy topics are the following. First, we have defining life goals. Setting life goals allow people to have something to hope for. Yes, a reason to work towards a target objective. It helps when the goals are visualized with actual pictures of one's dream house, business, or any other thing. Some people tend to work hard more with a visualized dream. So yung una na mag-define ta sa to ang life goals. Set tag example, i-picture out na to ang kinabuhi nga muna to ang dream house, muna to ang gusto maabot puhon-puhon. So yung una na mag-set tag mga life goals aron pod nga diha sa tong pag-set sa to ang mga life goals atay perseverance ba nga maningkamot gyud ta tas ang atong mga financial ato ginang i-manage og tarong no. So yung una na. The second one, acquiring the money mindset. Money mindset. It talks about money. The shift in perception is the main focus of this topic. Yes, the main focus diri is money gid siya, financial man. Among the subjects covered are valuing money, identifying the best role model in financial management, and learning the mindset of people with money. So, naglito ko diri valuing money. So, unsa day pasabot aning valuing money? So, sa ako ang based on my own understanding, aning word valuing money is kana bitawng dili ta magpataga og gasto sa tuang kwarta. Basta kay nabitaw sweldo puhon ugma or nabitaw ko magkwarta ugma. Kani ngana nabitaw we become materialistic na kay naibog ka na nga butang nya kana day nga butang dili din na magdugay nguna na no. I-value na to akong kwarta. Mo lagi to effective financial literacy. Diya kita nagkuano unsa na to pag negotiate or pag manage atong kwarta, no? So yung una na, identifying the best role model in financial management and learning the mindset of people with money. The third one is budgeting as a coping mechanism. This topic covers the basic skills in computation, identifying assets and liabilities, income sources and expense items, and determining net worth. Only when the person got hold of his basic financial circumstances can he start working to improve his financial condition. So for example, aduna kay business nga gitukod. So unsa may atong buhaton aron kana nga maong business mulago gid siya, or atong ibutang aduna gyud income, or ano bitaw mas makaginansya gid ta sa atong business. So importante gid dia kung kabulo ka mo compute kung ta example kubra kag mga items kay mong ibaligya, i-computean pud nimo nga ang presyo sa imong items nga imong ibaligya is makaginansya pud ka. Muna diha nga importante gid kayo nga kabulot sa mga basic skills in computation, no? The fourth one is all about savings. With a budget as a guide, saving skills are shared. The skills in regularly setting aside a portion of the income are emphasized. Practical tips are discussed to make it a habit. So, what will you do in saving your money? So for me, I will save money for various life goals, such as traveling in place where I wanted to go, saving money for my marriage, down payment for a home, or even a car, or several other examples. Savings commonly be earmarked for emergencies. Yes. So yung una na akong buhaton, akong pamagi kung mag-save ko money, no? The fifth one, preventing over-indebtedness. So responsible borrowing is covered in this topic. Answering the basic questions of why, when, and where to borrow. Other subjects include defaults, its causes and consequences. The most relevant topic is the discussion on how to get out of debt. So yung una na, no, lisod kayo, no, kung di ta kabalo mo budget sa tong kwarta, di ta kabalo mo save, kaya maabot yung taning indebtedness. So lisod na kayo mangitatag gin sa atong mauslan, asa tamang ulos, hasta makapangitag kwarta. So dapat gyud atong likayan ning sa number 5 nga oferenta og na kalisod, no? Dili ta maabot sa punto nga mag-ulos-ulos tag kwarta tungod kay walang-wala ta, no? Una na. So the last one is all about retirement planning. What to do when one cannot earn anymore by reason of age. Preparations for the time when one is retired and setting up a nest egg culminates the financial literacy course. So dapat yun na tayo plano panahon sa itong retirement. Mugin ng dapat makabalo tayo sa number 4, savings, aron makasave ta sa ito ang phone huwag na tayo trabaho, tapos atong edad nagdako na, siyempre mabot magiging sa time nga adun na retirement, dapat nakaplano na, no, nagit tayo kwarta nga na save para sa itong retirement. Then muna na magkuha na lang ta sa ito ang kinabuhi, sa itong balay, yun na lang ta wala tayo problema naon ba tungkol kay nakasave ng tanan, nakaprepare ng tanan. So yun na. So those are the 6 topics for effective financial literacy. Hope doon na mo yung nasabtan, na mo yung nakuha nga idea kung saan pag-budget, pag-manage sa ito ang kwarta. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Once again, I am LLOYD BUHIAN, signing off. Bye-bye.
Good day, everyone. I am Chris Jabrehes, and for today, we're going to discuss or tackle the steps in financial literacy. Financial literacy is crucial to make appropriate financial choices throughout life. In this video, we're going to examine 7 steps to help you to improve financial knowledge and literacy. The first step to gain financial literacy is learning how to budget. When you have a budget plan, you can spend money accordingly and will be able to save extra money to use later in case of emergency. Without a budget plan, you will unable to control your spending, and as a result, this spending you may suffer if your salary or allowance ends. In order to make budget plan, you first need to note your monthly income and second, track your spending. You need to include your fixed expenses like rent, utility bills, loan payment, and etc. And then include variable expenses like groceries, entertainment, and etc. After tracking your major spending, you make sure to set your financial goal. Saving money, for example. There are 2 types of financial goals. First is short-term goals. Can be achieved within a year, and long-term goals. Second steps to financial literacy is understand your credit score. It is very important to understand credit score, but why is your credit score important? And how is it calculated? And how can you do it? When someone pays their credit bills on time, they are viewed as trustworthy by lender. They begins to build a credit history and are afforded to improve credit score that will help him to obtain future loans. Credit score is 3-digit number from 300 to 850. A higher score indicates someone who is low risk financially and who repays their credit bill on time, while a low score indicates someone who is credit risk and who has likely not previously paid their credit bill on time. You should also be aware on your credit report, which is a summary of your financial situation. By reviewing your credit report, you will be able to spot any errors of entries and can take legal steps to overcome the loss. This report may also help you to track your spending and improve your credit score over time. The third step of financial literacy is open a savings account. A savings account will help you to save any extra money you have and is the best way to keep your money safe and secure, and may even pay you interest, offer insurance and security. A savings account also makes billing easier and more convenient for the user, while an ATM card is portable and better than keeping cash in a wallet. The first step of financial literacy is understand loan. It is important to understand the importance of paying off your debts or loan. Having a debt-free life is a desirable dream for most individuals. There are 2 ways to pay off your debt fast. One way is to identify the loan with the highest interest rate and pay off first, hence reducing the amount of interest you will need to pay in the long term. Once the debt is cleared, you can then focus on paying off the loan with the second highest rate, and so on. An alternative approach is pay off all small debts first and then focus the largest loan. The 5th steps of financial literacy is inspect risk. It is crucial to be ready for unexpected risks with the money put aside in case of emergency. Many people don't anticipate such risks and suffer as the result. Think about the COVID-19 crisis and how many people around the world suffer financial loss because they are not prepared. Experts says that you should have reserved 3 months or 6 months living expenses for use in case of emergency. When you have the prepared unexpected risk is in this way, you will be able to keep minor financial crisis from turning to major one. Example, if you were to lose your job, you should able to enough savings for aside to meet your monthly expenses until you can find a new job. Unfortunately, some people become homeless after losing their job because they haven't anticipated this risk. The 6 steps to financial literacy is secure your future. It is also important to be ready for your retirement. Many people think they are too late already, but it is better late than never. Making appropriate retirement plan is crucial steps of financial literacy. The first thing to do when you're planning your retirement is consider your age and when you would like to retire. You should determine your retirement spending needs like monthly bills, grocery bills, and medical expenses. Then, calculate the investment rate of return and then decide if your retirement fund is able to originate to required income after tax. After the save money and make appropriate investment for your retirement. And the last one is reduce your spending. If you wish to put more money aside as a saving, you have 2 choices. You can either take another job to increase your income or reduce your outgoings or expenditure.
Good day everyone, my name is ARDEGIL POLOYAPOY, your last reporter, and we'll be discussing about the pillars of financial literacy. To many, the world of finance is incredibly intimidating, filled with complex terms and concepts not intended to be understood by mere mortals. This, thankfully, is a misconception. Financial literacy is well within the reach of anyone of any level of education. So before I discuss you the different pillars of financial literacy, let me define first what is financial literacy. So financial literacy is having a basic grasp of money matters and its 4 fundamental pillars: the debt, budgeting, saving, and investing. It is an understanding how to build wealth throughout one's life by leveraging the power of these pillars. To put it very simply, financial literacy is the difference between living from paycheck to paycheck and being able to afford the things you want and need to building wealth that works for you, which is why financial literacy is so important. So for our first pillar, it is called debt. So debt is money spent that isn't yours. If you borrow money from the bank, use a credit card, or take out a short-term loan or a payday loan, you are accumulating debt. So from the word itself, debt, so we all know what is its vernacular word, so it is called utang. So as a person, dili na siya kanang ika-ignorante pa ang utang kay di ba? We all live from utang. Mangutang ta, magkuantag loan para ibayad pud sa utang, di ba? Ana na siya. So debt is important po for starting a business or kuan kay for example, wala kay kas imong kuan, wala kay kwarta, then you want to have a business. So, mahulam kag kwarta, for example, sa bangko, mahulam kag kwarta, for example, is 500,000. So, mao na ang imong investment para pag-start sa imong business. So, kana nga amount is mo na imong gamiton, and for example, if mo kuan ang imong kuan, mo click ta imong business. So, ang kanang ma-profit nimo sa business is mo na pangbayad nimo sa imong debt. So let's not also forget na ang kuanday ang loan is na siya mga interest, diba? So mas dako gid ang bayad kung mag-debt ka. So it is important for us po to minimize or maximize using debt. Say kay for example, if magsigil ang tag-utang niya, kuan ang atong business is kuan kanang sana wa kay tay ikabayad, di ba? Di man ta kabalo kung ang unsang dagan sa panahon. For example, na adlaw mo tay kwarta niya, what if sa atong giutangan is kuan kanang ang atong hangyo nila is kanang adlaw mi mo bayad, ano ta mo bayad, then what if that day walay kwarta maabot? So mas muda naintindihan nga padak-an nila, tubuan nila ang imong utang. So as much as possible, so atong yung kuan paningkamutan nga ang atong iutang is gamay ra or much better wag gyud tay utangon and wag gyud tay problema. While debt is viewed negatively, for most people it is necessary because only the extraordinarily wealth can afford to pay for a house, car, or education with cash. So that's why it is important for us to know the difference between the two kinds of debt. So it is the good debt and the bad debt. So gi-mention diri is ang debt is kuan kanang for kuan daw ang debt is not only for kuan daw, it's not only for kanang para sa mga pobre. So na-apply po din siya sa mga dato. So good debt is considered money borrowed for things that are absolutely necessary for making a life. Example, a house, and for advancing your money-making potential. Examples in education. While bad debt is considered borrowing money or using a credit card to pay for things you don't need, such as expensive clothes, high-tech electronics, eating out at restaurants, going on holidays, and etc. So it is indeed clear to us what is the difference between good debt and bad debt. So ang good debt in kuan is kana na siyang kanang paghulam sa kwarta for using kanang kuan sa maayo pag kuan sa saktong pamaagi. For example, kanang for opening a business, magkuantag debt para ibayad for education, or kanang anything nga makapaayo sa atong kinabuhi. While ang bad debt is kana lang muutang ta para sa atong own satisfaction, like mapalit og mga kanang mga accessories, mautang ta para ilaglaag lang. So mao na siya. So kailangan ginato i-know ang difference sa good debt ug sa bad debt. So for our next pillar is called saving. So saving is an essential part of financial wellness, a secure present and a happy future. Wealth is built through the spending less of your income so that you can achieve the following. First is realize important goals, whether it's to send your kids to university, fully paying off the loan on your home, and or enjoying your retirement. Second is establish an emergency fund to cope with life's curveballs, such as home or car repairs, illness, or unemployment. This should be about 3 to 5 months worth of income. Next is treat yourself every now and then to the things you really want, such as an overseas holiday or a new sound system. Next is putting your savings into an interest-yielding bank account. Not only keeps your money safe and out of temptation's reach, but also allows you to grow it over time. So it is understandable naman. So what is saving? So saving is kana nang magkwenta, mag-ipon, di ba? For example, mag-savings ta sa bangko. So kana mag-savings sa SD na siya, na po na siya kanang for example, sa isa ka bulan mo aging isang buwan, so na siya mapatong. So mas muda ko ang atong kwarta naman ko mag-savings ta. So dili na siya makatabang siya nato dili lang sa present but also for the future. Kaya bang savings is used para sa atong mga future plans. So for example, sa retirement nimo, so di ba pag wala kay trabaho, so sa may pangitag kwarta, so at least natay savings, so may makatabang nato at least mabuhi makuan pa ta napatay makaon, mapalit kung sa atong gusto ka naka-savings man ta. Dayon dili ko na siya dili lang na siya makatabang nato sa atong kanang for our kanang pagsustento sa atong adal-adal nga kinabuhi. So makamara to siya magamit for our own satisfaction. So dira na to makuan kung makamara na ta nga secure na atong self, so dira na to pwede makuan nga kani nga kwarta ako gamiton sa akong gusto ra gid sa masam nga. For example, sports car. So mapalit na to ang atong gusto nga kuan kanang paliton. So also for kuan sa atong mga kanang umaabot na mga anak. So for example, dili gusto nimo nga dili lang sa kanang mga national high school ang imong kuan gusto pa high school ang anak. So nakay savings. So ang imong gusto nga ang imong anak is Miss Kulag University is my dream come true. So that is the kuan mao ginayon makatabang ako kung natay savings. Next is budgeting. So budgeting is the life skill of planning and managing your money. By understanding exactly where your money goes every month, you are empowered to create an actionable plan by which you can spend less by curtailing those unnecessary expenses and saving more for the things you need and want. The rule here is that money coming in, which is your total income, should always be greater than money going out, which is your total expenses. The difference between the two values is what you should be stashing away as savings. Budgeting helps you plan for short, medium, and long-term expenses. enabling you to save accordingly to afford all three. It is therefore entirely necessary for financial security and independence. So budgeting. So budgeting is matawag po na siya sa kan. For example, sa, di ba, mamanay ka katong mga tao nga mabudget is, di ba, mamay matawag na mga tihik. So kanang kuan, so kanang tinihik is di na siya bad kuan, di na siya bad nga term. So kanang mga tihik ng mga tao is mo na yung mga tao nga nag-look into future. Kaya for example, kung di ta tihik, guys, sige ta gasto. Usay ka padulungan sa tong kwarta. For example, o karon kay uso ang ulan-ulan, di ba? So, di ba ang ulan-ulan karon kwarta. So, nako kung matabang na to. So, for example, natay kwarta ning kanay, natay nadawat nga 1,000. So, ikaw nga gastador. So, dili maabtan imong kwarta og isa ka bulan kung gastador ka, kung gasting wa kay yun na kung usa pay important ning gamitan. So, budgeting is important nga atong kwarta is magkuan jud siya kanang natubit na siya long term bitaw nga kanang bisan pag kanang gamay ra imong kwarta as long as kung maayo ka mo budget is mo kan gyud na siya modugay. For example, 1,000 then di ka nga pagkatawo. So instead of buying things na imong gusto, so ang imong gikuan na lang gihuna-huna nimo to, imong giput sa imong kinakuan sa imong utok is ang imong kinahanglan. So for example is nag-board ka na kay 1,000 budget. So mo na magkuan ka sa notebook. So bugas karong wala na pat kung kuan 4 kilo. Kaya ako naman isa. Kana din sudan. So kana palang daan is makakontrol na ka kung padulungan imong kwarta o makakuan na ka kung pilay bilin sa imong kwarta. So kanang mabilin sa imong kwarta is it's up to you na kung saan nimo at least ang imong 1 month is na sustain na nimo para mabuhi ka sa isa ka bulan. So for our last pillar is investing. So investing is all about creating and growing the wealth you need to enjoy a financially secure and a happy future. It's about putting your money into something that will make you a profit over time, such as property, retirement funds, and unit trust. So the growth of your investments value can establish a second monthly income for you, or if you and when you sell it, you'll have more money than you originally invested. The funds generated by your investments can then be used to see that your financial needs now and when you retire. So investments, ang investment is not only para kuan, di ba ang uban kay mag-invest kay para magbitaw og kwarta para pang start og business. So mo na siya investment. So dili na siya ang maong meaning sa investment. So ang investment po is mao po na siya ang, for example, natay business. Then sa atong business is natay na earn nga 500,000. So kanang 500,000 is ato na siyang gamiton pang invest for a new business nga lahi pud siya ka business sa imong current business. So kana nga business imong gihimo, mao na imong gamitan sa 500. Tapos makita mo na nimo kung ang imong gi-invest is naka-earn kay naman po na siya mga funds na madawat. So dira na nimo mo for example in 1 month makita man na nimo kung kan ba ang imong gi-invest ba is ning kan ba ning tubo or wala. So mao na ang investment.